Okay, good morning and welcome to the Essential Space. Jake Minot, Director of Sales, is joining us along with a sales team member, Lee Garvin, both of which are representatives of Essential in the South. How's everybody doing today?
Doing great.
I'm doing well.
Good, good. I bet neither one of you had to shovel snow this weekend.
Not even close.
Yeah. I definitely didn't. I feel bad for the ones that did, but no, ma'am, I did not. I'm very fortunate.
Well, don't feel too bad. It wasn't that much snow, but it was still disappointing because it's October. So, Jake, can you tell us a little bit about where you are headed this week?
Yeah, so it's kind of perfect timing. I'm actually headed down to Alabama towards Lee. We're going to meet up and do some gym floors with a new prospect, kind of show them how easy the process is and how wonderful the product is. And we hope to gain a new customer out of it.
Fantastic. So that leads me right into the next question. So, Lee, you're going to be meeting up with Jake this week.
Yes, ma'am. Yeah, I'm actually looking forward to it. We try to get together several times we can, so looking forward to this opportunity as well.
So, Lee, I understand that there's great things that are always happening in your area, and we're going to let Jake lead us through a story that you're going to tell us about one situation that's going on down south, and we look forward to hearing your story.
Yeah, so I think we had Ed on, and what we focused on was stories where we were able to help our customers, whether it was showing them a new product, whether it was helping them save labor on their current process, or whether it's building a program from scratch to attack a new market space. Those are the types of stories that we want to focus on. So, Lee, tell us about a gym floor where you were able to do something really cool for the customer that maybe they weren't expecting and didn't even really fully realize that this was a possibility.
Yeah, absolutely. As with most of all of our gym floor trainings, they're all unique. Every one of them, we've been able to do something different. But one in particular was in Tupelo, Mississippi, and it was last year. So we had a big contractor that does a lot of gyms in the Southeast. They had reached out to us about doing some training with them, and we scheduled this particular gym floor. It was at Tupelo High School for a Friday afternoon. I met with the contractor there at the school, probably around 3:30 or 4. He showed me into the building, took me to the gym. We were able to, unload, get everything ready, kind of set up. I went over the process with him, talked about exactly what we're going to do, steps we're going to take, and that type of, basically just went over everything with him to begin with. And the basketball coach was there. So we got to talking, about the steps we're going to take. And as we were kind of meeting with the basketball coach and talking, he'd asked me several times if the floor was going to be dry. I told him it was because it was going to be dry. But unbeknownst to me, there was a basketball tournament on this same gym at 10 a.m. the next morning. So, we were able to start the gym. We started a little after 5 that afternoon, and we finished the second coat just before 11 p.m. We called the coach and let him know, first of all, actually called and texted him. And as a matter of fact, he came back up there that night because he didn't believe that the basketball court was dry. So he wanted to make sure, and it was a real cool experience. We were able to, redo their gym floor with them. They were able to have a tournament on the next day that they ended up winning. So it was a great experience. Opened these guys' eyes, or you wouldn't be able to do that with an old gym floor finish to begin with. So just a real unique experience.
Lee, is it our understanding that they have been using different product before this? So this wasn't the first time that they have done this floor, but it's the first time they used our product. What had they been using before, and why was the basketball coach concerned?
They were actually using an OMU. I don't remember what product they were using, but it was an oil finish. They were sanding and screening, which is, it's a lot of work that goes into there, and it just increases your prep time, which, we don't do any sanding and screening with our Sport Kote PC. So, yeah, it was a new product to them. I think they really love the process. They love the fact that, they can come in and burnish their gym. They have a tournament over, I think, spring break every year. So they're able to go in and burnish their gym right before that tournament, shine it up. So it was a new product, a new process to them. But I know that those guys really loved it. They were excited about it.
Sure. And my understanding with an oil-based floor coating, it takes a long time to dry. So this basketball coach is thinking, there's no way we're going to be able to play on it tomorrow. So you said he came back and he walked the floor and was very pleased with the outcome, correct?
Absolutely, he was. Yes,
Wonderful.
ma'am. We got an email on Monday, as a matter of fact. I wasn't ever really concerned. I knew, I'd worked with the
Sure.
product enough to know that everything was going to work out, but, I just didn't expect that we were going to be dealing with that right then. So everything worked out great. Yes, ma'am.
Wonderful. So what I'm hearing though is that you decreased their prep time by not having to do the sanding and screening and then applying the sport coat. How many people were in attendance that night? How many people were on the floor putting this together the night before
Yeah,
the basketball?
right. And I'm glad you asked me that. There were four of us total. Of the four, including myself, three of the guys had never done this process before.
Okay.
They had worked with wood floors, so they had experience, and that's basically, or what I was needing for them was to just have gym floor coating experience.
Sure.
So
Sure.
they did. Everything worked out great. Start to finish, we were able to do this gym completely with two coats. I think it was just a little over 7 hours total.
Wow.
Like I said, they had a basketball tournament on the next day, so yeah, I understand why the coach was as nervous as he was now. So it all worked out great.
I know that there's people out there that are still using OMUs, this oil-based floor finish, and I'm very curious, and I always am curious why they stay with that. And I know you talked about going out on the floor and playing on it the next day. What is the visual implications there? Are we seeing the same results or what's happening? Jake, can you help us out with that?
Yeah, so the problem with water-based gym finishes in the past is that the technology just wasn't there. So when you're using a water-based over an oil-based, you weren't getting the gloss that you were normally getting with an oil-based, and furthermore, the durability wasn't there yet. So a water-based, if an oil-based is lasting a year, a water-based might last 6 months.
Okay.
And that's kind of been the history of water bases until we designed Sport Kote PC. Again, because of our technology and because we do our own R&D and we make our own polymers, we were able to make a water-based product that has the gloss level of an OMU and matches the durability of an OMU. So that in a lot of people's mind, that's why we have to do these demos. We have to prove to them that we have the technology to be able to kind of break through that ceiling that water-based finishes haven't been able to do before. And, once we show them, as Lee said, it's kind of that whole, it's hard to believe. So we have to show people and make them understand that it is our technology that allows this to happen.
Sure. So you're able to decrease prep time, decrease the amount of people that you need to do the floor. You can play on it the next day, and you're still getting the shine and the durability that you have been used to with the OMUs.
Correct. That's
Wonderful.
absolutely correct. You also, it's a low VOC finish. So with a lot of OMUs, if you've ever put down an oil based finish, you walk out of that gym and your eyes are watering, you have a headache just because the smell is so bad, and you don't have that with Sport Kote PC. And then obviously, as Lee also stated, they were big proponents of the fact that you can burnish this floor finish and it'll respond just like a traditional finish on a VCT floor. So once you burnish it, it's going to pull out the scratches, it's going to pop the gloss, and more importantly, it's going to bring the grip back to the floor. Tighten it up so that kids aren't slipping, and you prevent those safety hazards.
Awesome. Really good information. Lee, thank you so much for bringing this story to us. We love to hear that it's a success out there with the sport coat and success with getting our customers to realize that we say we're going to do something and we will. So that's really good information. Jake, as usual, you've added a lot of great information and we thank you for joining us. So if anyone has any questions for Lee or for Jake, you can always put them on our LinkedIn page and we will get back to you and we can give you the information or get somebody out there to talk to you. Thank you again, Lee and Jake, for joining us in the Essential Space, and we really look forward to hearing from you all very soon.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. I enjoyed it.
Thank you.